Is this a happy and utopian city that is actually a dystopia? Or are these the nostalgic memories of an old festival that never really existed? Drawn by Dr. Ijaz Anwar in recent years, the painting titled Basant 2 gives us a snapshot of Basant, a cultural kite-flying festival that celebrates the start of spring in Lahore. Lahore is a megacity in Pakistan known for its historical and cultural significance. Ijaz refers to it as too complex and complicated, yet an open book revealing open secrets. Dr. Ijaz Anwar is 75 years old. Most of his paintings are inspired by the neighborhoods of Lahore, where Ijaz spent his childhood. His career choice and medium were taken after his father, who was a cartoonist and who inspired in him a love for painting. The use of watercolors on canvas gives the painting a subtlety, noticeable especially in the changing shades of the sky. Watercolors make the kites look brilliant against the bleak background of the sky. This contrast stands out to the viewer. The decreasing size of the kites creates an illusion of depth, similar to the sides of the buildings. The exaggerated ratio of kites to sky and the colorfulness of the kites elicit feelings of happiness and celebration that come with the festival of Basant. While watercolors are ideal for the sky, they aren't ideal for the fine lines of the buildings, since they have a tendency to bleed. Standing in the middle of this painting are the old-style buildings that serve as reminders of Lahore's culture and complexity. Dr. Ijaz has been trying to safeguard them as he leads the Lahore Conservation Society. The color of the building fits well with the sky, shades of white blending into each other at some points. Shadows on the building tells us that it's early evening with the sun, our main light source, right behind us. The washed-out look on the buildings elicit feelings of nostalgia and loss that the painter himself feels for the city, that he is now losing to the fast move towards modern architecture. Something he sees as a destruction of history, and even goes as far as to call it brutality. Finally, viewers see the people, which, while not focused on, bring life to the painting. They are drawn doing very specific day-to-day activities like drying clothes on the balcony, flying kites, or shopping at the market. A horse cart symbolizes arrival. Dr. Ijaz believes that people live, die, and are reborn, but buildings stay, which, while sounding a bit pessimistic, also highlights the lack of recognizable faces. It further elaborates why old building takes center stage in his paintings, and his motives to preserve the history of Lahore. This is a common theme in many of his paintings. People are often painted looking away from us as we stand on as silent onlookers. But the painting is about more than a war between modern and old architecture. It's an invitation. The sense of depth calls you in. The color contrast calls you in. And the dynamic movement of the people calls you in. Neither one distracts you from the other. The painter doesn't want you to focus on any one of them, but rather all of them at the same time. The sky is taken over by the building, which he hides behind the shadows, while the people are painted too vague to focus on. Your eyes watch the sky, the building, the people, but then keep staring in awe. He doesn't want you to watch a snapshot of Lahore as an outsider. Rather, he invites you in to his childhood city and lets you be a part of it for a fleeting moment. He wants you to connect with it and help preserve it. You are a local, standing at the door of old Lahore. You feel joyful on this warm evening as you stare at the sky full of kites on the first day of spring in your hometown.